Welcome to Echoes of the Past, the podcast where history meets storytelling to bring you informed and insightful narratives about the events that shaped our world. I'm Cody, and today we're diving into one of the most fascinating and impactful chapters of modern history, the technological race of the Cold War. From the space race to the birth of the internet, the Cold War wasn't just a geopolitical struggle. It was a battle of innovation that shaped the modern world. Let's uncover how competition between the United States and the Soviet Union led to some of the most significant technological advancements of the 20th and 21st centuries. Segment 1, the Cold War Context and Early Technological Competition. The Cold War, lasting from 1947 to 1991, was a period of intense rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. While it never erupted into direct warfare, both superpowers engaged in a fierce competition for global dominance. One of the earliest and most visible arenas for this rivalry was technology. The arms race took center stage early on, as both nations sought to develop nuclear weapons after World War II. Historian Richard Rhodes, in his Pulitzer Prize-winning book, The Making of the Atomic Bomb, describes how the rapid development of nuclear technology not only heightened tensions, but also pushed scientific boundaries in unprecedented ways. The Soviet Union shocked the world in 1949 by successfully testing its first atomic bomb, setting off a technological arms race that would define the coming decades. Following the atomic bomb, both nations shifted their focus to hydrogen bomb development. The U.S. successfully detonated the first hydrogen bomb in 1952, but the Soviets followed in 1953. These weapons were far more powerful, escalating fears of mutually assured destruction. The policy of deterrence became the backbone of Cold War strategy, and technological advancements and missile delivery systems, such as intercontinental ballistic missiles, intensified the race. Segment 2, the space race and the quest for supremacy. If the nuclear arms race stoked fear, the space race ignited wonder. The launch of Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union in 1957 marked the dawn of the space age. This small satellite, no bigger than a basketball, sent a powerful message. The Soviets had taken the lead in space exploration. American fears of technological inferiority led to a dramatic increase in funding for science and engineering education, culminating in the creation of NASA in 1958. Just 4 years later, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. His mission was a triumph for the Soviet Union and a major blow to American prestige. In response, President John F. Kennedy set an ambitious goal: to land a man on the moon by the end of the 1960s. Historian Walter McDougall, in The Heavens and the Earth, A Political History of the Space Age, argues that the Apollo program was not just about science. It was about proving ideological and technological superiority. In 1969, the United States achieved that goal when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. The moment was a defining victory in the Cold War, showcasing the power of American ingenuity. However, the space race did not end there. In the 1970s, both countries launched space stations. Salyut and Skylab marked the next phase of space exploration. The Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975 was a rare moment of cooperation. setting the stage for future collaborations like the International Space Station. Segment 3: The Birth of the Internet and Digital Revolution. While the space race captured the public's imagination, another technological revolution was taking shape. One that would fundamentally alter the way we live today: the development of the Internet. The origins of the Internet can be traced back to ARPANET, a U.S. Department of Defense project initiated in the 1960s to create a decentralized communication network resistant to nuclear attack. According to historian Janet Abbott in Inventing the Internet, ARPANET's early success laid the groundwork for the modern Internet. The Cold War's demand for secure communication accelerated the rise of digital computing, leading to breakthroughs in microprocessors, network protocols, and data encryption. Innovations that now power everything from social media to artificial intelligence. In the 1980s, developments in personal computing by companies like IBM and Apple brought digital technology into homes and businesses. By the 1990s, as the Cold War came to an end, the technology once developed for military purposes became available for commercial use. The Internet went public, and within a few short decades, it transformed global communication, commerce, and culture. Segment 4: Cold War Technology and Everyday Life. The Cold War didn't just leave a legacy in politics, it transformed daily life. Many of the technologies we take for granted today have roots in Cold War research. For example, GPS technology, originally developed for military navigation, is now essential for everything from smartphone maps to precision agriculture. Satellites, once used for spying, now provide global communication and weather forecasting. Another Cold War era innovation with a lasting impact is stealth technology. Developed in the 1970s and 80s, stealth aircraft like the F-117 Nighthawk revolutionized modern warfare and remain an essential part of the military strategy today. Medical technology also benefited from Cold War research. The push for space exploration led to advancements in imaging technology, including MRI and CT scans, which are now critical tools in healthcare. Segment 5: The End of the Cold War and Continued Technological Rivalry. The Cold War officially ended in 1991 with the collapse of the Soviet Union, but its technological legacy continues to shape our world. The US and Russia remain competitors in space exploration, cyber warfare, and military advancements. Additionally, new technological rivalries have emerged, particularly between the US and China in areas such as artificial intelligence, 5G networks, and quantum computing. Some historians argue that the Cold War's technological race set the foundation for modern geopolitical competition. As new challenges emerge, including cybersecurity, threats, and climate change, the role of technology in shaping global power dynamics remains as crucial as ever. The Cold War may have been a geopolitical standoff, but its impacts on technology was anything but stagnant. From nuclear weapons to space exploration to the birth of the Internet, the intense competition between the United States and the Soviet Union drove innovation at an unprecedented pace. Today, we live in a world shaped by these technological advancements, reminding us that even in conflict, progress can emerge. Thank you for joining us on today's extended episode of Echoes of the Past. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep history alive.